a common thing to do is to cut off supplies to the enemy. Standard bit of military strategy, and it has been for thousands of years. I'm Arvin Vohra, author of the book Pull Out: Men, Modern Life, and Mutiny. And I want to talk to you today about why sanctions are the worst thing we can do for the American economy. During times of war, we cut off supplies to the enemy. Sanctions are cutting off supplies to ourselves. What does it mean to put sanctions on Russia or put sanctions on Venezuela? Well, it means saying that Americans don't get those supplies. Americans can't buy oil from Russia. Americans can't buy oil from Venezuela. American companies can't buy that oil, the crude. The American companies can't process it into gasoline. American wholesalers can't buy the gasoline, and American retail customers can't buy it from gas stations. In other words, it's literally cutting off supplies to ourselves. It is an act of war against ourselves. The right thing to do in this situation is to remove all sanctions. And here's what happens when you remove all sanctions. Let's look at the example of Venezuela. Venezuela has a backward socialist economy. They also have American sanctions right now. Their economy is in the toilet. Now, right now, you can't prove whether socialism or American sanctions is the real culprit. Both are happening. They're blaming the Venezuelan government is blaming the sanctions. The American government is blaming socialism. The American people are also blaming socialism. I say let's put it to a test. I say let's end all sanctions, all restrictions, give neither any punishment to Venezuela nor offer them any foreign aid. Just let them do what they can in an open market. Venezuela has the largest confirmed oil reserves in the world, larger than Saudi Arabia's. Let's let them sell it in the open market, and let's say even with that, if socialism can stand. I predict that it won't. I predict that socialism is so toxic, so corrosive, that despite its natural resources, its multiple growing seasons per year, its huge reserves of not just oil, but platinum, gold, emeralds, and other precious minerals, some cacao beans that are only found in Venezuela and nowhere else and are highly prized by connoisseurs. Let's see what happens if with all those advantages, you add socialism. I believe it'll prove once and for all that socialism doesn't work. And it'll also let Americans know that we don't need any socialism here at all, but rather need to get rid of every last vestige of socialism we have. Where should we start? Government schools, of course. And then we should end every single bit of socialism that exists in the United States. Now, if you want to find ways to help end socialism in America and end sanctions in America, here's where you got to go. You got to go to lp.org. That's the homepage of the Libertarian Party. At lp.org, you can find ways to connect with your state, fight socialism at the local, state, and national level. That's lp.org. It's the way to start fighting socialism. Socialism is morally wrong, but it's also just impractical. Let's put this to a scientific test. Let's end socialism, let's end sanctions, and let socialism prove to the world just how bad it is.